Welcome back to Doubleheader Weekly Picks. And when you know it, week four is over, and now we're into week five. And before we begin, let me ask you guys something. Who had that on the bingo sheet? The answer is in this episode. Oh man, week four is in the books, and we're already in week five. Can't believe it.
Yeah, the season just flying by with unexpected surprises and underdog stories. And there's one certain team that hasn't found the win column yet.
Yeah, one hasn't found the win column, but two are undefeated. Including the team that's on the screen right now, the Minnesota Vikings. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, just looking at this graphic here. Well done, Amir, by putting this together. And yeah, we got the Vikings at Packers from week 3, and or as our predictions uh scored with Amir with the Vikings 21 and the Packers 18. Or Vikings. Wait, is it Packers 28? Vikings 21, excuse me. And I had the Vikings winning 21-18. And that and the actual score of this game 31-29, making myself a thumbs up uh, on the big board.
Yep, and thumbs down for me. As for the game itself, it was a homecoming for Mr. Aaron Jones, who you can see here. Found some Viking fans in the game. While he didn't find the end zone to return to Lambeau, dare I say it, Sam Darnold for MVP. This thing will turn the pin off. Thank you.
Darnold 9 of 12. Blocked by Jones to the end zone and caught. Jefferson. There's a touchdown. And for a second time, they have gone at the replacement of Alexander. They got it Corey Ballantyne.
Courtesy of Kevin Harlan of CBS Sports. And yep, Sam Darnold, 4 touchdown passes at Lambeau in his first ever visit to the legendary stadium. And at that point, Minnesota's up 28-0, and you're thinking to yourself, man, they're going to run away with this game. But not so fast, because Mr. Jordan Love's making his return for the first time since opening night, and he had something to say about that.
Love 372 through the air. Look out, Van Ginkel to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown.
All right, so yeah, pulled the Packers within two, but unfortunately, that's as close as you can get. They would get, as the onside kick did not follow through, and Jordan Love's comeback in return came up 2 points short. So Minnesota 4-0, Packers 2-2.
I was a bit surprised seeing Jordan Love to come back this quickly. I thought they were going to roll with their backup and Malik Willis, but yeah, I outstanding numbers indeed from Jordan Love and Sam Darnold this game.
Yeah, Jordan Love looked a bit rusty early on, throwing 3 interceptions, which part of the reason why the Packers fell in that big hole. But he didn't lead them back in the second half, which Riley unfortunately came up short. And of course, Mr. Aaron Jones, yeah, it was a homecoming for you, but unfortunately, well, didn't find the end zone. But again, he walked away with a victory and got celebrated with some Viking fans at the end of the game. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
had that on my bingo card, but I didn't think Sam Darnold would throw 4 touchdown passes.
No, neither have I. And the Vikings look scary good to be a possible spoiler to the party.
Yep, and dare I say, Durham for MVP? Well, he's playing like it.
Yeah, definitely he's looking like one. And I don't know, I don't have the stats in front of me, but man, I guess getting out of the Carolina organization probably helped that, perhaps.
Well, not only that, he did sit on the bench with San Francisco last season, and plus, J.J. McCarthy was supposed to be starting at this time. But yeah, and like I said before, who had that on the bingo card? Sam Darnold being the starter and being undefeated heading into October.
Nope, I would have gotten that 1000% for sure. So, what do you got next, Amir?
Well, we're going to move on to the Lone Star State, Houston, Texas, where the Texans hosted the Jaguars, and well, didn't get the score right, but Houston was able to win for the home fans.
Yeah, and as expected too. I definitely definitely had this on this right on my end with the Jaguars or the Texans winning rather and oh wait a minute. Is that supposed to say 1-1, right?
Yeah, we're both 1-1.
Let's see.
Oh, shit, you're
Yeah,
2-0. Sorry.
two
Well,
two and 0. Yeah.
you're 2-0 after this game, but yeah, that's all right. My apologies, folks, for that. But anyway, yeah, you went 2-0 in this game. As for Jacksonville, they got off to a slow start and were trailing by at least by 10 points, but then a Christian Kirk touchdown put them in front. You see on your well, on your right for people on YouTube. But then they got the ball back, drove the length of the field, and were at the Houston 2-yard line when this happened.
Lawrence, it is a quarterback draw. He doesn't get there. Fatu Kasi, his former teammate, one of the first to hit Lawrence.
Yeah, courtesy of Andrew Caroline, CBS Sports. So a quarterback draw at the 1-yard line yielded no points for the Jaguars, who were leading 20 to 17 at the start of the fourth quarter. And after that, the offense disappeared, and the Texans took advantage of it.
A play fake, Stroud on the move. The former Jaguar, Dore Ogunbowale, and the Texans take the lead.
Yep, Darian Wale was able to score against his former team. Who had that in their bingo sheet?
Not me at all. And I with this game, I thought it was gonna be a blowout from the get go, and the Jacksonville still looking for their still looking for their first win of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I will say they didn't look impressive on Monday night against the Bills a few days earlier, and then of course they played the Browns tough, and they had a lead against the Dolphins. You thought, then again, that last game against the Bills was the last thing we remember, and we thought, well, Houston would right offense would right the ship, and they did early on, but then had a bit of a slump, but then were able to pull out to come from behind victory. As for Jacksonville, I know the fans are starting to call for Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence's job, although we still got a long ways to go before we start firing coaches.
Absolutely, it's gonna take a few more games to make to let the front office make a decision on the coaching staff. And Carolina, if I recall, started off kind of rocky with Baker Mayfield, and you know maybe Jacksonville can be in the same boat.
Well, for Jaguars fans' case, I hope things turn around quickly. As for Mr. Diggs, getting to hit back to Houston, he found the end zone once again, and according to the schedule, you're going to have another homecoming, which we'll dive into later on in this episode. Other than that, Houston gets the win. Jacksonville still is searching for a win.
Hmm. Yep.
Right, moving on up, we're going to Indianapolis, where unfortunately there was an injury scare with Anthony Richardson, and yet amazingly he was still in the game for a few plays, which didn't through the eye of Colts fans and media pundits. But needless to say, they got in the end zone. Jonathan Taylor 1-yard run. Then the next drive, recognize this guy right here.
Joe Flacco. We talked about him in our preview episode, episode 1. Leaving Cleveland for Indianapolis.
Yeah, and he was also the star, well, part of the star of our the Ravens episode when they upset the Cowboys in their last game at Texas Stadium, which is finally uploaded after some production some issues and stuff. But if reviewing pleasure for you folks. Anywho, as for Mr. Flacco, what do you do in his first drive as a Colt? Well, let Sparrow Diaz answer that question for us.
Quiets down here for Flacco. You see the mix of running pass, ninth play of the drive. Flacco, sidearm delivery to the end zone. He's got his man. It's Downs. Touchdown.
Downs for the touchdown. Now that rhymes. Good call, Sparrow. Yet Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, we both had the Colts losing, but I will say they surprised me with this, like beating the Steelers for the first time. Well, two times in a row for the first time ever, and, or first time made since the '60s. You know, the Steelers have owned the Colts throughout their throughout during this series.
Yeah, so I was a bit surprised to see Joe Flacco out there. I wasn't really sure what was going on because I had it a little bit muted when I was watching Red Zone. But to see Joe Flacco get a second chance and to substitute for Anthony Richardson was a beautiful sight to see it in my eyes, coming from a guy that played in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I mean, you remember Joe Flacco had great success with the Ravens. You know, at backup with the Jets, and then of course led the Browns to the playoffs last season. And for the time being, he might be the Colts starting quarterback for now, depending on how Richardson's hip is, because I've heard it's day to day. But we'll say this: given the Richardson's injury history and his short career, if you're the Colts, you might be looking in for a quarterback in the draft in 2025.
Possibly because Anthony Richardson got hurt this very really early in the last part early part of the season as well.
Yeah, missed the rest of his year with a shoulder injury, and now I mean, the hip injury doesn't sound serious, but in his four, 3 games he completed prior to this, he had more interceptions and touchdowns, and Colts passing off looked shaky at best. And veteran, he might be able to improve on that passing game. Got a lot of weapons: Downs, Pittman, Taylor, just to name a few, and like I said, 47, completely under 50% of your passes that being Richardson will not cut it long term. As for the Steelers, I mean, Justin Fields was put in position to lead them from behind. Granted, it wasn't all his fault for the Steelers falling behind early on, but he was able to, make it a 3-point game on 2 occasions. However, they could have had a bigger lead if it weren't for this play right here.
To George Pickens yet. Fields delivers right on cue. It's Pickens breaking the tackle. He lost the football, and the Colts have it.
I
Yeah,
think
that
I
was
remember seeing that. I think I remember seeing that on Red Zone a few times. I think the announcer for that brought it up a few times, and just to see the Steelers fumble the ball like that is pretty surreal to me.
Yeah, that was when they were still trailing by I think it was 17-3, and he doesn't fumble there. They probably tied the game at 20. It's probably tied 27 all going into the fourth quarter, and all the Steelers need is a field goal to win it in regulation. But fortunately, that fumble by George Pickens was cost Steelers big and ultimately the game.
Yeah. So as for the as for this game, we were pretty close by the numbers, but we didn't get the actual score right. So, and as for the records itself, it looks like they have updated correctly. You being 1-2 and me being 2-1.
Yep, and as for the Steelers, their unbeaten season came to an end, while the Colts, they've now won 2 in a row. So way to go, Indianapolis, and I hope we bounce back, Pittsburgh.
So what's next?
All right, on to East Weatherford, New Jersey, where it was very rainy and not a pretty sight to see on the field by the home team, who came in as 18-point favorites.
Yep. So, oh boy, and let me get to this right away. I cannot believe the New York Jets missed that game winning or game leading field goal. I cannot believe that.
Oh, I know. I can't believe it was not on the Jets bingo sheet going into this game, considering that they dominated the Patriots 10 days prior, and then they're back at home against a Broncos team who, well, 1-2, could be 3-0 if it weren't for some miscues in the red zone, some clock management issues in the first 2 weeks. But yet, somehow, someway, the Denver Broncos defense, which is playing playing great this season, despite the team's record. Showed up and held the Jets to 3 field goals, and all they need is one touchdown. And I, well, as for their offense, well, they just needed one touchdown.
Snap. Tennessee pull. Morstead. 50-yarder. No
Yep, and that was the play I was talking about for sure. I just thought I immediately thought of that field goal right away when you hit the next slide of this presentation for sure. And as for the Broncos themselves, great effort by them on keeping it close.
Yeah, and that was unfortunately the missed field goal called by Ian Eagle, who's had called 3 games at MetLife Stadium in the span of 10 days. He did 2 Thursday night calls for Westwood one. As for Denver, well, like I said, they just needed one touchdown, and that was it for this game.
Nix delivers end zone. Cortland Sutton touchdown Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Cortland Sutton, finding a way to get it done for them, and that's probably their best receiver, their number one guy on this Denver team right now, offensively.
Oh yeah, and he's made a Pro Bowl a few years back, and I know he's been struggling with injuries the last couple seasons and inconsistent play. As for quarterback Bo Nix, if you were to say he will pass 65 yards, you think Jets would have won this game handedly.
Yeah, and as for this game itself, we did not we both of us did not get this game predicted correctly, and we are looking at a record of 1-3 so far for Amir and two for two for myself, and I'm just explaining that to our listening audience here on Spotify. So if you're listening, hi. So um, yeah, that's all I got for this recap.
Yeah, Broncos will take it. Jets fans, it's like, oh boy, here we go again. But that's the price you pay as a sports fan.
Yep. So we got some interesting ones coming up for sure, and can't wait to dive into these.
Well, yes, we do, and we had a quite interesting game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium between the Saints and the Falcons in 111th meeting. And let's just say there was a lot of. I didn't have that on my bingo sheet. Who would have thought the Falcons would win the game and not score an offensive touchdown?
Offensive touchdown. That's that's interesting.
Yep. So Troy Anderson scored on a pick six. Then what's your name, sir? This man here, DeAndre Robinson, he scored on a fumble on the first play of the game after the Saints muffed the punt. When you know it, I mean, heck, they were up by 1 point, or excuse me, they were up by 6 points heading into the fourth quarter. And all of a sudden, the Saints engineered a drive capped up by an Atlanta native.
All right, here we go. Third and goal. Kamara. He is in for a Saints touchdown.
Alvin Kamara once again finding the end zone like he's been doing all season long.
Oh yeah, and what you know, he's also a from the Atlanta area, so homecoming for him. Scored 2 touchdowns, including the go ahead, which you just heard there. And or forget it was Harold Dodge, the guy who's in the end zone wearing number 12 for the Falcons. So not his last name's not Robertson, so my apologies for that. As for that go ahead score, looked like the Saints were finally going to take the lead in the series for the first time since their expansion season, 1967. But then, with 7 seconds remaining, Younghoe Koo said otherwise.
Younghoe Koo from 58. It is good.
Yep, and as a Panthers fan, I was not too pleased to see that on my computer screen. And yeah, Yongwei Koo hitting it from 58 yards, people. And I think he's probably the second best field goal kicker out there.
I would say the best, and that I mean, so
Oh,
he's
right.
made.
Yeah. Well, to reiterate, I would rank Justin Tucker the best, and I would say Yamai Ku is a close is second place. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
the best.
oh yeah, yeah. Justin Tucker won. Youngwei Koo two. Or in this case, he's probably the best kicker in the NFC for so, Tucker plays in the AFC. But yeah, can you ever on the call for Fox Sports? And boy, does he know how to call. It's an exciting moment for Fox Sports.
Yeah. So it's as a Panthers fan, like I said, tough to see. Um, I don't like neither teams, obviously, but yeah, I'll give the Falcons credit. They hung in there and they played clock management beautifully.
Yeah, for the Saints, well, you got out to a strong start with putting 40 plus points on the aforementioned Panthers and the Cowboys, but now the last 2 weeks you've uh, been a field goal short, and then now fans are starting to say, once singing Dennis Allen's praises, are now saying there's a lot of fire underneath the seat. So I may want to hold off on that, but still.
Definitely, I wouldn't go that far quite yet. I mean, guys are still competing, which is fine, but you know, if it gets out of hand, let's say if it happens a couple weeks in a row still, then I should then the Saints fans should be concerned.
Yeah, and I know also Saints fans thought they had this game in the bag. I felt like we're finally going to take the lead in this series for the first time since 1967. But then, of course, Younghoe Koo uh, broke the hearts of Saints fans all over the country, including John Vilma, who was calling the game alongside Kenny Albert for Fox.
Hmm. Definitely. So, with this game done, what do we what do we have to review next?
Well, I'm 1-4. You're 3-2. So I gotta hope I pick up some wins somewhere around this next few games.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next game. Yeah, Bengals and Panthers. How'd you fare out, Mr. Dalton, against your former team?
Injury, play action. Bolton rolling, throwing on the run, touchdown. Xavier Lee gets into the end zone for the first time in his NFL career.
Okay, That's good. Finally, Xavier Leggett, well, first touchdown in the NFL. So congrats to him. Also, Dalton threw two touchdown passes, so that's good. But it
Yeah.
wasn't. Yep.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yep. But unfortunately, Mr. Jamar Chase had say in the matter.
Panthers rush four. Burrow has lots of time, and there's Jamar Chase with the catch. Breaking tackles. Chase down the sidelines. Panthers chasing Chase. They won't catch him.
Four defenders. Four defenders missed that guy.
Yes, Kevin Kugler of Fox Sports says Panthers chasing Chase. I got to say that was a pretty good delivery by him. And
Sure was, but four defenders, Panthers. Four defenders. I might have blown up my mic there, but I it is it is well deserved. So if I scared anybody or blown your speakers out, people, I apologize.
no, don't worry. I know Panther fans watching this either at the stadium or on TV had to be pulling their hair out saying, "How did we miss this guy?" I mean granted, it's Jamar Chase, but still, it's like it's right there. Make a tackle or make a play, but yeah, unfortunately, the Panthers defense did not show up for this game, and things didn't get much better when Jack Thompson blew his Achilles, which is going to put him on IR for the remainder of the season.
That is gonna be a huge loss for the Panthers, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They just have no luck right now. I mean, what else is there to say, right?
Yeah, it feels like Murphy's Law doesn't want to leave this team alone, but at least he worked in favor for the Bengals. I mean, victory number one, so congrats to them. And I can breathe a
Definitely.
sigh of relief in Cincinnati, also known as the Queen City.
Yeah, but um, I got a few things to say about the preview coming up. So don't you worry, guys. Don't worry, Panthers. I'm not done.
No, we're not done with you guys yet. We're going to be talking about y'all later in the episode. But one more thing before we move on. Bengals again, congrats. And also Chase Brown, leading rusher, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the one third quarter that really put the game in Bengals' favor. And they flew back home with victory number one. So, all right.
Yep,
Nothing
and
but that.
one more theme
Oh,
actually
sorry.
before I forget. I actually got the the point uh differential right, but not the score though. So, but props to me for getting the point differential right.
Yeah, I knew this was going to be tight game, going to be a lot of points. Yeah, I mean, Bengals offense, I mean, you got to score against them. And Panthers were able to keep competitive, but unfortunately, in the battle of the Cats, it was the Bengals came out on top. So,
Yes,
with
yes.
that result, I'm 1-5. You're 4-2. Man, Ian, you're gonna might run away with this one.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a few in the afternoon slot. I kind of slipped on. I cannot speak today. Bleh. But anyways, what's next?
All right, we're going to the Windy City, and what do you know? We had Bears fans were treated. Well, let's say can say finally, this is what we, this is what we came to see.
Rams bring an extra body. Williams protected. Williams to the back of the end zone for DJ Moore and a touchdown. Their first connection together.
First of many.
Yeah, first of many touchdowns for that young man, DJ Moore. And like we said last week on on the week 4 preview, where is DJ Moore? No, no touchdowns yet. And lo and behold, Mama, I found the end zone.
Yep, and he certainly did in front of the hometown crowd. And first time the Caleb Williams DJ Moore connection finally found the end zone, and that put them up 7-0. But then this game did get tight for the Bears fans as Corey Williams found the end zone, completed the two midway through the fourth quarter, excuse me. And the Rams decided, well, let's go for two, but unfortunately, this pass from Stafford to Robinson did not connect. And then Mr. DeAndre Swift, who you see right here, scored what proved to be the clinching touchdown, which helped the Bears win their second game of the season, 24-18.
Yeah. Props to the Bears though. Caleb Williams is playing pretty good for as of right now. And defense has been a big part of these first few weeks, but the offense is slowly heating up something in the microwave, if you will. So hopefully they can keep the wheels on the bike.
Oh yeah, I mean Bears fans, you got it. I know 24 points, not much to write home about, but offense is starting, as you said, Keenan, starting to heat up. Right? So I know we were struggling the first couple of weeks. I know last week Indianapolis they saw something there and they were able to build off it and come away with the victory.
Yep. So with that, shout out to the Bears again. I thought we were pretty close on our predictions. I mean, once again, unfortunately, we were you. I believe. Did you get this one correctly?
Amazingly, both had well, I had the Bears scoring 24 points, but the Rams scored 18 in real time instead of 14. So at least they got the points right for the Bears.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, uh, uh, 2-5. So Amir, you found something. And as for me, I'm slipping just a little bit, so a little above 500. So
Yeah, and as for
without
500, the Rams, yeah, one gave it a good effort, but not quite enough. But I'm in the win column. Yeah, the Rams didn't quite come through Keenan, but still leading by 2 games. We'll see how the next game plays out.
Mhm.
All right, Eagles at Buccaneers rematch of that wild card game way back in January, and let's just say, yeah, not much has changed.
No, not much has changed at all. And I'm just looking at these stats right here. Eagles had 24, and the Bucks had 17, right?
Well, that's what you predicted, and I predicted the Eagles' victory too. They win by 3, and well, Tampa Bay said,
Oh,
yeah, this game's not going to be close by any means.
yeah. So my apologies for reading that wrong, folks. But here's a clip.
Yeah, Mr. Baker Mayfield, you found yourself a home in Tampa Bay.
Mayfield gonna keep it. He's in. Touchdown, Tampa.
Yep, definitely fire those cannons at Raymond James Stadium because Baker Mayfield, 3 touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. The one you just heard via Kevin Burkhardt of Fox Sports. And what a game. Bucks jumped up to a 24-0 lead and never looked back.
So far, to my knowledge, since the Saints and the Falcons played already,
Hmm.
we have two NFC South teams that won.
Yep. So, Atlanta won and Tampa Bay won. And Tampa Bay's still possessing the first place.
All right. Well, I believe I had Tampa Bay in my season preview episode.
Yes, you did. And so did I. And so far, they're playing. They're living up to preseason hype.
Absolutely, and I got nothing really else to say about the Buccaneers. But as for the Eagles, what is going on? It feels like it's like a seesaw, back and forth. 1 minute they're good, and the next minute they're not.
Oh, yeah, Eagles fans would agree because they're wondering why isn't their football team able to put it all together as witness of Jalen Hurts' body language right here. He's hanging his head down, dejected for those who can't see this on Spotify. But the Eagles did have were able to make it a game. They got the lead to 10 midway to going into the third quarter, but then that was it. And their only highlight afterwards was this play on special teams.
And this one is blocked. Returnable for 2 points if they scoop it up. Lateral it. Oh, staying in bounds, and he's got to go all the way. Keely Ringo for 2.
Yeah, you heard briefly a familiar voice. That was ex-Buccaneer Tom Brady, who gave Baker Mayfield the LFT award for his performance on Sunday.
Yeah, and for Tom Brady, for people listening, what are your thoughts on his season so far? Because I haven't gotten a chance to hear a Tom Brady called game yet.
Well, I mean, it's I will say not as much. I only see like parts of the highlights. I do know it's not as much commentary as it were when Kevin was paired with Gary Wilson and early on with John Lynch, another former Buccaneer. But I do know he was able to give some good insight on Bucks scoring drives and the Eagles play. So it's not going to be like Tony Romo like, but he's ex player, got a lot of knowledge. He played 20 years and plus years in the league and has 7 Super Bowls to show for it. And now has a chance to do it in the booth.
Mhm. So sounds to me that he's doing pretty solid right now. Not great, not good, but solid. You know.
Yeah, it's solid. Yeah, it's solid.
but that's just our opinion, folks. If you think otherwise, perfectly okay.
Oh yeah, 'cause, unfortunately, the announcers, no matter who they are, they seem to get more jeers and cheers from football fans.
But as a records show, am I 4-4, Amir, and you're 2-6?
Yep, you're 4-4, and yeah, don't have much to celebrate after this game. I'm 2-6.
Yeah. Well, I'm slipping a little bit too, and being kind of nervous.
I am too. I'm hoping the late afternoon games play out well, in both of our favors. So, having said that, let's move on to our first game in the 4 o'clock window. We'll go out to the desert and Mr. Jaden Daniels. Yeah, and Rookie of the Year honors, possibly? I say yes.
I would say yes too. With Dan Quinn, as your head coach, that's not a bad choice. And as for Dan Quinn, is there a most improved coaching award out there? Because he's really turned this organization around like a snap of a finger.
Well, for 4 games, yeah. And here's the thing: I don't think anyone had on their bingo card. Commanders in first place going into the first weekend of October in the NFC East.
No, and I was not able to catch the NFC East meeting that Scooter Magruder posted, but I'll definitely check that out later, and I'll definitely put it in the link in the description box down below.
Well, let's just say the scooter that was wearing the Commanders shirt had a lot to brag about. And when your team's in sole possession in first place, well, you definitely have something to brag about. Some of the Commanders fans haven't something that's eluded them, well, for they're a part of 3 decades.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just typing a note, but for 3 decades, um, laughing stock for sure. I caught uh, maybe a glimpse of what you said, Amir. So
Yeah, 'cause of course, they've only won really 2 playoff games since their last Super Bowl championship. Yes, once upon a time, this organization did win Super Bowls, not keep one, win them. They have three trophies in their office. So
yeah, that's weird. That's weird because and obviously you're talking about Washington folks that um once once upon a time they were good back in the day, and um I believe this is a little bit of a background story, but Dale Earnhardt Jr., who is from Kannapolis, North Carolina, is a Washington Commanders fan. If you
yep,
didn't
I
know that.
agree. Yep, I knew that.
Well,
Yes.
and here's my point is Carolina did not exist yet until 1995. So Dale Jr. Was like, hmm, there's no Kannapolis football team. There's no Charlotte football team yet. So the next thing to do is probably pull for the Commanders. And going, and going and behold, he did, and he still does.
Yep, and he was happy with this. If he saw the game, say he'd be impressed with the running game because Mr. Brian Robinson ran for a buck 01 and managed to finish with 216 yards of rushing. Although the Cardinals' rushing offense was pretty good too, going for a buck 81, but and 2 scores from James Conner, but it was not nowhere close. It didn't. End of the day, guess who scored more points? The the, the visitors from
Yeah,
Washington D.C.
I did not see that coming whatsoever. 42-14, and the Commanders winning. And uh, let's see. Turns out that so I was 4-4, but now I'm 5-4. Amir.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I should be 2-7, but yeah, because I thought the Cardinals would make this game closer and would win by either a walk-off field goal. But yeah, that's yeah, not quite what I had in mind on my bingo card. But hats off to the Commanders. I mean, who would have thought?
Hmm, It looks like I know I know on how to title this episode now. So you gave me an idea.
Oh yeah, yep. So far, yeah, that is my the bingo sheet is working. Well, which turns to the theme. Before we move on,
Each team scoring a touchdown on its first possession.
yeah, that was Brian Robinson scoring the Commanders' first touchdown, and after that, they just ran away with the game. Anyway, enough about them. Let's move on to Santa Clara between the Patriots and the 49ers. And it was well, 49ers got it done.
Yep, as expected. I'm not really surprised by this at all. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's been playing really well, but if the San Francisco 49ers lost this game, scenes would be scenes would become a riot in the San Francisco area.
Yeah, well, and I will say that the Patriots want to, well, having success on offense, got to hopefully crack 200 yards passing, which they haven't done this year. And not only that, they had two turnovers, including this one early in the game.
Offense, 2 out of 3 on third down so far. Looks like maybe facing pressure. 49ers back out of it. Brissett given time over the middle. He gets picked off by Warner. Fred Warner climbs the ladder to get it. And now he sprints down the sideline. Inside the 10. He won't be denied.
Yep, Fred Warner, the All-Pro linebacker, returning that interception to the house, and Niners were up by 20-0 going late in the second quarter, but then Patriots made it a game early in the third quarter with this Austin Hooper touchdown. But after that, the Niners got back on track thanks to Mr. Jordan Mason, who went over the century mark again, buck 60 in the game, and his touchdown in the ensuing drive put the game out of reach for the 49ers.
Yeah, and they still look pretty dang good without Chris McCaffrey right now, and I hope he returns sooner rather than later.
Well, I know 49er fans and fantasy owners would say, I hope he returns sooner rather than later, but unfortunately, it's going to be later. Because when I read, he won't be seen in the field until sometime in early November. But we'll say Jordan Mason, and he's taking advantage of an opportunity. Because again, 3 100-yard games in 4 weeks. Who would have thought?
Not me at all. And I thought it was gonna be more of a passing situation for Brock Purdy, because he has that good arm and good receivers downfield, and if your team's still looking for to get wins on the board, this is the week to do it for sure because it's October now. We just reached a new month, and time to time to get started and fast.
Oh, yeah. And we'll see. He did throw a touchdown pass to his tight end, George Kittle, which early in the game, but we'll say a few tight ends haven't lived up to their preseason expectations as we move on down the list to SoFi Stadium, Inglewood, California, between the Chiefs and the Chargers. Will they finally end that losing streak at home against the Chiefs, that being the Chargers? Well, this guy right here says, yeah, Mr. Lad McConkey, if I said your name correctly. Yeah, Lad McConkey. Yep, got your name right. So yeah, okay, good start, Chargers, 10-0. But then after that, it was all Kansas City.
Might get the goal line carry. Let's see, first and goal. He does. P-Ryan fighting for it, gets it. Touchdown, Kansas City.
Yep, I heard Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Ready?
17 points is what.
Oh, I think I
Oh
lost you
yeah,
there.
and I don't know what. Yep, I don't know what happened to the image here, folks, but yeah, got a lot of technology. But yeah, yep, you heard Patrick Mahomes give out that call signal. P-Run said, "Yep, I got the message." Get in the end zone. Sure enough, he did. But the Chiefs up 17-0, and then they held defense, which is playing great the first few weeks of the season, held the Chargers off the scoreboard.
Yeah, uh, I know we had a little bit of a glitch there, and let me make a note of that, Amir. So, with the Chiefs, they found a way to get it done, and should the Chiefs be concerned, winning by X amount of points and not by much?
Yeah, I will say this 4-0 start for the defending champions, while it's good, it's lukewarm because the offense hasn't, looked like, say, the 2018 offense. It has been
Or
struggling in the
heck,
last
or
few
heck even
seasons.
yeah, heck, or heck even the Super Bowl season, really, because they won out of the last three.
Yeah, they were offense was shaky at best last season, and it's been like same case start of this season. Again, 4-0. Chiefs fans will take it, and more thing on their offense, they did get a scare when Mr. Rasheed Rice injured his knee after Mahomes accidentally hit him while making a tackle on an interception. And while it looked serious when CBS cameras, when I read, it's not as serious after they did the MRI.
That's good to know for sure. So I got really nothing much to say about this game. Uh, what except Travis Kelsey. He's been kind of quiet.
More like very quiet because he hasn't. His stat line has not been impressive. He's in like the double digits and he should be in the triple digits by now. I mean, like say 100 yards or so. But yeah, he's been very quiet through this season, and there's rumors saying he might retire. I don't know about that, but I hope he starts picking up sooner rather than later.
Definitely, and I don't think he's going to retire quite yet. I give him maybe a year or two. Give or take how this season goes. I know he'll find a way to bounce back eventually.
Yep, and yeah, again, going into this season, you say Travis Kelsey would not be leading the Chiefs in receiving. Yeah, that I people think you were crazy, but that's the case. 4 weeks in.
It is true. It is true. Another bingo card moment.
Yep, see, it's starting to catch on.
Yep. So we got the Chiefs and Chargers done. So we're looking at our records of 5-6, Amir, and you and me being 7-4. That if that graphic on screen is correct.
Yep, that is correct. And so yep, I wisely picked Kansas City, due in large part that Jordan James was going to miss this game due to suspension, and then Justin Herbert somehow suited up for the game, so despite his injury. I don't know why it's reading on records on him. Skip. But I will say Herbert played all right in spite of his injury, but just wasn't enough.
Yeah. And don't worry, Amir. I'm the same way today. I cannot speak for some odd reason. I keep skipping. So if you see, I'm doing it too. So if you hear us skipping quite a bit with our words, I mean, we're not having the best day speaking wise, but that's neither here or there. But on to the next game at hand.
Oh yeah. So now we're gonna move on to Las Vegas and well Browns offense. You went to the casino and came away empty handed.
Yeah. Let's see. Did I? I don't remember. Like that looks right. Did I pick the Browns to win this game?
You did. I don't think you did because maybe I did get this incorrect, but
Yeah.
I know I picked Oakland
let me do a
Vegas
on
to win the
production
season.
staff meeting with myself right now. So let me just double check my notes here. Well, let's see. Raiders. I d- oh I did not actually. Wow, I was surprised. I thought I picked Cleveland to win this game, and turns out you're right, Amir. I mean, I didn't doubt you for a second, but I wanted to make sure I was looking at that correctly.
No, you're good. And speaking of looking at things correctly, well, for the second week in a row, the Browns offense gets the ball first, marches down the field, finds the end zone. Mr. Blake Whitehurt capping up the scoring drive. Nice touchdown pose as well, sir. With the Heisman Trophy or striking the Heisman pose. But after that, it was same old Browns offense. Where did they go?
Not here. I'm sorry. That made my day for sure. But um, oh gosh, um, my second favorite team, the Browns, they're not here. They're not here at all.
The offense is nowhere to be seen. At least the defense, helped you guys out with scoring a fumble. First, Mr. Rodney McLeod late in the game to pull you guys within four. Forced the extra point. It did not go through. As for the Raiders offense, well, you found some in Mr. DJ Turner.
Times better than their average. Turner this time on the end around. Breaking a tackle inside the 5. Plunges his way into the end zone.
Yep, Beth Millman's on the call for CBS, and touchdown will put Cleveland up. Cleveland, Vegas up by 10, and then they luckily they would have this game well in hand, but next possession he lost a fumble, and of course McLeod returned it to the house. They had it by 4 going in the fourth quarter, but their defense, the Raiders defense that is, was able to get a stop late in the game to preserve their second win of the season.
Yeah. So with that, I mean, if you're Cleveland, should you be concerned about what to do going forward? Because we're 4 weeks in, about to enter October, and what do you do if you're Cleveland if you're losing these games that you should win? I might add.
Yeah, I mean, it's only one-sided game they were in was on opening day against Dallas, but y'all been in every game, but your offense can't even crack 300 yards of total 300 yards, which is bizarre considering that this is a offensive heavy league.
Yeah, and kind of reminds me of the Panthers a little bit. I don't know. It just circles back to the Panthers, right? Would you agree with that? If you disagree, that's fine.
I mean, to an extent, 'cause I know the Panthers offense is starting to pick it up a little bit, but for the Browns, given you hired Kevin Stefanski, who was a offensive coordinator for the Vikings before he came to head coach of the Browns, you got to be saying, so something's got to change because our offense got a lot of talent, despite the absence of Nick Chubb, and brought in Deshaun Watson, paying all that money, and we are having buyer's remorse in Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, but Deshaun Watson taking charge of the house instead of Joe Flacco last year, who took over for a little while. I don't know. I don't know what to think right now. Yeah, I feel like I'm saying that with for the Panthers as well, and I am, but I have more questions than answers right
Well, yeah, but I will say for the Raiders, I think you found something on offense because Devontae Adams is out, and he might want to he wants out altogether, but we'll get to that another time, another place. But no, DJ Turner, what a way to step up behind the end zone, and got some losing out people's names for some weird reason. Not Alexander Madison, it was well, and this other guy here, whose name I can't remember all of a sudden, he found the end zone as well.
now. Where was
He
number
got
19?
Raiders number 19. Why is that? Did I just draw a blank on that?
Yep, I'm doing on air production meeting right now with
Oh no,
myself.
not
And,
that's Turner. He wears number 19, number 11.
number
It was
11.
Trey
Okay,
Tucker. There
number
it is. I'm
11.
sorry, Mr. Tucker.
It,
It was
say that again.
yeah. Trey Tucker scored the touchdown on the upper right hand corner. Number 11. Turner's number 19
Okay.
for the Raiders. Either way, Adams is out, so guys had to step up, and Turner and okay, what's going on? Why is my brain not working all of a sudden? Turner and Tucker. Boy, that's a tongue twister there. Tucker and Turner. Well, they
The two,
found who would have thought
the
they would
double
find the
T.
Raiders. Hmm.
Yep, the double T.
Yeah, boy, man, that another one for the bingo card. Trey Tucker and DJ Turner find the end zone for the Raiders, not Devontae Adams.
Yeah, yeah. I would be concerned if you're a Devontae Adams fan, and What else is there to say, really? Browns need some work. Raiders, you found something, but can you keep it going?
That's a good question because also what happens being now, Max Crosby didn't show up as well. So hopefully guys don't think a lot of guys got to step it up for silver and black because we move into October. And I'm not saying because it's Halloween season. It's approaching a Halloween season. Raiders, black and silver.
Hmm. Like I said, there's some teams. Gotta get the train a rolling.
Yep. So moving on to our primetime games. And well, Dallas, um, I'm not really sure what to call this, but you guys won somehow.
Somehow, some way, and I wasn't able to catch this game on a Thursday night due to scheduling conflicts. But man, when I saw the box score for this, I was I was thinking to myself, 20-15. Hmm, something must have gone wrong for one of them.
Well, I was to say Mike McCarthy, landed on Jaguar Gator Nine's punching bag for the umpteenth time because of some clock management mishap. Yeah, Mike McCarthy's clock management is, the reason why everyone says this guy can't win Super Bowls. Well, he can win you games, so what's there to complain, Dallas fans? And defense
And
showed
I'll
up too. Mhm.
Yep, and I'll put that link in the description box down below if you want to check it out.
Yep. It's getting back to the Cowboys defense. Hey, look at that. You held Giants out of the end zone and held them to 26 yards rushing.
26 yards rushing. Hmm, that's a very little for sure.
Yeah, and I will say I was surprised by that because you're a Giants fan. You would say to yourself, man, we weren't getting blown out. We weren't trailing by that much, and yet our running game couldn't do anything against this Cowboys defense that couldn't stop the run in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm a Giants fan. That was and a matter of fact, you went to MetLife Stadium this past week. You left. The home teams did not deliver.
Nope, they didn't. They did not deliver, and I'm very curious to see what this audio clip is all about.
Oh, yes. So I think it summed up the night for at MetLife Stadium. If it worked.
Jones launching it deep downfield, and it's taken away. Gloria.
So yeah, it was
Well,
like that was a lukewarm call by Al Michaels. I don't really hear that very often.
no, I thought Al Michaels would be a more exciting for that, but not in this case at all. And it was good to hear his voice again.
Yep. So Mr. Rosier for the Cowboys that sealed the game with the interception. So of course that was after the Cowboys let the kick a field goal that didn't go through, but luckily the Cowboys defense saved the night for her team. And then as for Mr. Prescott, well, you won 13 games against the, the Giants, 13 in a row to be exact, which ties you with Tom Brady and C. Young for the most against any opponent. Heck, you might be able to break that record on Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Day against the Giants.
That's a pretty good list. I That's a pretty impressive list, despite the backlash you get from fans and media and all that jazz.
Well, it comes of being the quarter for the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's there's that too. But good job nonetheless, though, for sure. I mean, take what you can get. I guess you could say when it comes to this game.
Yeah, and then as for, I will say one downer for Cowboys and Giants fans. Michael Parsons and Malik Neighbors and Dexter Lawrence leading the game with injuries. Not a sight to see. I heard Dexter's going to miss time. Parsons. It's day to day. We'll see if he's going to be on the field this Sunday. And same with Mr. Malik Neighbors, who injury took place at the same time as Micah. And we're seeing three impact players go down. Not a sight to see.
No. So it's tough to hear that since I wasn't able to catch the injury on at first glance or highlight glance rather. So I mean, speedy recovery for sure for both players.
Definitely. And speaking of recovery, well, what do you know here? I've managed to win 5 games in a row, and I'm slowly catching up to you, Keenan.
Yeah, you've I've not we have not talked about the record in the last few minutes, and lo and behold, you're catching up slowly but surely. You're above 500 now.
Oh yeah, well, didn't look too good after that Bucks game, but those late afternoon games, I don't know, something magical seems to happen in those late afternoon games and primetime games as well. Which, speaking of which, move on to Baltimore, Maryland, and well, I did not have this on my bingo sheet. At least the result, that is.
No, 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 and very disappointing if you're a Bills fan. Very disappointing. I was shocked to see the. Um, oh boy, Henry took it 87 yards to the house, and I'm pretty sure that is the audio clip you're gonna play for us now, Amir.
Yeah, well, getting back to the Bills, yeah, that was, first loss of the season was going to come sooner or later, but we're hoping this game will be, I don't know, close considering it's between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, but star of the night was Mr. Derrick Henry.
First and 10, Ravens at their own 13, moving right to left. Pistol formation, Henry the back behind Jackson. Two receivers to the left. Here's a handoff. Henry outside the right has 15, 20, 25, 30. There goes Henry out to midfield. Buffalo 40, far sideline 30. Henry to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Ravens. Derrick Henry on the opening play goes 87 yards, and the Ravens have taken a 6-0 lead.
He said it,
And
got it
they
right,
did.
hit it right on the nail, Ryan Radke of Westwood One Sports, and yeah, first play from scrimmage for the Ravens. Derrick Henry takes it to the house. I don't know why excuse me, my brain just doesn't want to work sometimes, folks.
Yeah, man, I apologize for jumping you a few times this episode, and this is a new this is a new thing for us, on the weekly pick segment of the doubleheader show, and we'll see how this goes going forward, and and stuff like that. But yeah, back to the task at hand. 87 yards, Derrick Henry, 6-0, and they did not look back. I'm telling you, it was a lot of three and outs, three and outs, three and outs, and it's appropriate, and it's appropriate that I do this. What was that?
Yeah, that's what Bills fans were asking themselves when they turned off this game. It's like, wait, that's how you follow up that big win against Jacksonville? Give a dud?
A big dud, and not the good kind. Oh no.
No, because this is supposed to be a preview to potentially the AFC Championship game, and let's just hope if that comes to fruition, maybe won't play out like this. But then again, hats up to the Ravens, whose rushing offense is man to fire the last 2 weeks.
Yep, and shout out to Griffin Julian. Griffin Julian, if you're watching or listening to this right now, I bet you're one happy camper, sir. And going back to my Derrick Henry point real quick, that was a good signing in the offseason.
Oh yeah, 'cause I know it got to a slow start the first 2 weeks, but the last 2 weeks, buck 51, buck 99, definitely like Derrick Henry Hall from Tennessee. And also shout out to Jared Anderson, who's also a Ravens fan, and Rodney Owens as well. So 3 Ravens fans that we had to say hello to.
Yep. Hello, folks.
hmm Yep, and also Lamar Jackson. Didn't do much through the air, but he he's a threat on the ground. He found the end zone, and also Patrick Ricard. Oh yeah, he had something to celebrate. Recurring a fumble in the end zone that put the game out of reach. It would have, yeah, another bingo card moment there too.
Yep, another bingo card, and I got nothing else to say with this game. I'm surprised I had more notes, but yeah, um, almost done, folks, and I can't wait to see, you know, what the matchups are for this week going forward. I think we have two more games left to go, folks. So,
Yes, we do.
Kanan,
Oh yeah, and let's say the first one, man, definitely have people saying, "Who had that in their bingo card?" Well,
well,
Lions.
I had the Lions winning. That was part of my bingo card, so I got that right. And the Seahawks, I thought it was going to be a little bit more competitive.
Well, despite the final score, it was competitive midway through the third quarter. I know Detroit was up by 21-14 when this play happened.
Second down goal in all black uniforms, Honolulu blue helmets. Second down goal inside the 7 of Seattle. Lions have it with a touchdown lead in the third. Shotgun snap goes to the quarterback. Goff fakes the handoff and gives the end around to St. Brown, and then throws in the end zone. Caught by Goff at the goal line. Near side. Touchdown Detroit. The wide receiver just threw a touchdown pass to the quarterback. Now we have seen it all.
Yes, we have,
Oh.
Kevin. Yes, we have, Kevin.
Dang. What a call. I did not see that. I mean it's Kevin Harlan, right? I saw it coming, but what a wonderful call by the great Kevin Harlan.
Yep, Kevin Harlan, who does calls games for CBS on Sunday and does Monday Night Football for Westwood One. But and he nailed it with that call, especially saying we have seen it all. And speaking of
What
seeing
a
it,
play!
yep, what a play! Yes, there was a lot of those moments in this game as well, and especially Jared Goff going 18 for 18. Yes, folks, 18 for 18 for 292 and two touchdowns, and also catching a touchdown pass.
Yeah, what a phenomenal performance by Jared Goff. 18 for 18, like you said, Amir. Ooh, I don't know what he had for breakfast that day, but whatever he ate, whatever he did, it seemed to work out just fine, or not fine, but great.
Great indeed, and also hopes that Calvin Johnson was in the house because he was inducted to the Lions or Ring of Honor, and they call it different up in Detroit. So excuse me, got that incorrect. But Royal Alliance, that's Pride Alliance. That's it. That's their version
Gotcha.
of the Ring of
And
Honor.
that right, and that's cool though. That's cool for Megatron to be in the house. And again, I apologize for jumping you.
Yeah, and yeah, 'cause he was being honored by the Lions that at halftime that night, and the Lions, you know, capped up with a victory, a historic victory nonetheless. And Seattle kept pace with the Lions. Unfortunately, was not enough as they lost their first game of the season, despite having 516 yards of total offense.
Hmm. What a stat that is for sure. But um, I got nothing else to say about this game at all. And let's just move on to ooh, the not so not so great Monday night part two.
Yeah, and I will say, yeah, DK Metcalf fumbled. Unfortunately, that was early in the game. That's what put the Seahawks behind, but they kept it competitive. Not this the case in Miami, who were wondering maybe we should have gone to the big beach tonight. 'Cause
Yeah, this is the game. When I got home from work, I was hoping to see a Miami victory, and no, I did not get a Miami victory.
yeah, Mike McDaniel's face says it all. Uh,
Yeah, and
yeah,
he looked kind of confused there. And Amir, know you got a fancy audio clip at your disposal.
Yes, we do. Tony Pollard. Well, the Dolphins' offense was basically nowhere to be seen. Tony Pollard of Titans. Well, he made a splash in downtown Miami.
A big number 60, Daniel Brunskill playing fullback, and they hand it off to Pollard, trying to bounce to the edge. Pollard going for the pylon, diving, signal, touchdown, Tennessee.
Yeah, yeah. Pollard at 80 yards rushing and found the end zone has really just put this forgettable game out in the bag. Because Mr. Tyler Huntley got the start for Miami. Yeah, 96 yards passing is not going to get it done.
Yeah, let me ask you this, Miami. What do you guys do going forward?
You only got to ask yourself, can we keep our quarterbacks healthy? Tua's out, got 4 concussions in the last 2 seasons. Skylar Thompson didn't complete his lone start of the season, and then Tyler Huntley gave you this dud. Oh yeah, you guys are 1-3. We're picked by some to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, and a long season to go. But the offense for Miami, yeah, that not not looking the part.
Yep, and to wrap this up, wrap up a recap preview or recap of week 4 rather. If I'm teams that are below 500, I would get back to the drawing board quickly and come up with a plan to definitely find a way to win. I know it's easier said than done, and I know it's simple to say when it comes out of your mouth here, but yeah, I mean, what can you do? What can you say, right?
Yeah, in the case for Dolphins fans, as for the Titans, Brian Callahan, congratulations. Excuse me. Congratulations, sir. Victory number 1.
Yep, and like I kept saying all episode long, or a couple of times during this episode rather, Jacksonville is still looking for their first win of the season, and I did not have that on my bingo card either.
Yeah, and who would have thought Mason Rudolph would make an appearance in this game as well? Because Will Levis left the game with an injury, and I hope there's not a quarterback controversy in Music City Brewing. Hope not.
Yeah, don't want any sour notes out of the guitar.
Nope. But anyway, that concludes week 4. And let's see here, Keenan, you edged me out by 1 game, 10-6 to my 9-7.
Wow, so we both did really well despite your struggle, Amir, in the first half. You really turned it on, and as for me, I'm really, I mean, what was my prediction coming into week 4? If I looking at my notes here, scrolling down the list, oh wow, I was really close. I think I was 11-5 as uh my prediction before we got started.
Yep, 11-5, and I was 12-4, and yeah, that's 1 o'clock games did me in.
Yeah, and I would have gotten a lot more if I did well in the late afternoon games, but I still did pretty well.
Yep, it's either way over 500 for both of us, and that's a good way. You know, back we've been well, actually, you went under 500 in week 2, but enter go into October up above 500 nonetheless. I'd say that's pretty good.
Definitely, I think this is the best I've done all season so far. Looking at these episodes.
Crazy thing, my best was in opening weekend, and yeah, well, of course, yeah, what can you do?
Yep. So let's move on to week number 5, shall we?
Yep, but first let's take a break real quick, do some halftime adjustments, and then move on to week 5.
We'll be right back, folks.
Mhm. All right, so week 4 is over. Now moving on to week 5. It's October, and we got a few surprises for Keenan. Got a game overseas, a few teams on bye weeks.
Yeah, a couple teams on bye weeks and a few teams overseas, if I'm hearing that correctly on your end. I know you've been having a little internet trouble today, but that's what I heard correctly.
Oh yeah, gotta love the internet, right? It works on its own accord. Yeah.
That's another story for another day. So, what do we got first on tap?
Well, we're gonna review the teams on buys: Chargers, Eagles, Lions, Titans. Titans and Lions. Both deserved. Chargers, Eagles. I know you guys are a bit banged up and a bit of a slump, so gives you time to look over some notes in the film, saying, okay, what we did right, what we did wrong, so get ready for week 6. As for this week, we're going to start up. Who's ready for a trip to London? I am.
I am too, and what do we got first? And in our first overseas game of the year,
Well, a San Donald revenge game. Who would have thought that when the schedule came back out in April?
it'd be a fun one. Jets and Vikings.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully the Jets offense will show up. I know the Vikings offense will show up.
Yeah, and let's see if they can go five and 0. And as for this game, I'm gonna say the Vikings win it 21 and the Jets 14.
Okay, you're going to be close. Vikings 21, Jets, is it 14 or 15?
14.
14, okay. And I'd say Minnesota will find a way to pull this one out 27 to 24.
Okay, I like that. Sure. Um, you know, two experienced quarterbacks in Aaron Rodgers and Sam Donald, and it'd be a good show.
Yeah, first time no, actually, the second time they squared up against each other. First meeting was an underrated shootout at MetLife Stadium during Sam's rookie year, won by Rodgers Packers in overtime.
Hmm. Yeah. So that's another story for another day. The overtime game, and maybe that's another story idea for the doubleheader original series. So,
No, definitely.
but let's move on to our second game of of the year. And Amir, you have the controls. Go on ahead.
No, thank you. Well, moving on to our first 1 o'clock slate, and what do you know? It's going to be another revenge game.
Yeah, and I really think I already have this idea in mind. The score was going to be, I'm just going to say it, 28 Bears, Panthers 14. I'm sorry. Panthers don't look good as of late. Um, so I, I I've had this written down in my brain ever since the game ended on Sunday against
Bengals.
right, the Bengals. Yep, I had a moment, but Amir, what says you?
Well, let's see here. Andy Dalton facing another former team. DJ Moore facing his former team. Caleb Williams, well, you got something to prove because the reason why you went for a Super Bowl is because Mr. Dave Tepper, well, traded that pick to you to the Bears, and you want to make them pay. And again, who doesn't want to make the Panthers pay? Okay, I'll just play it safe. I'll just say the Bears 31, Panthers 21. And
Yeah,
um,
that seems reasonable, and the Bears' offense looks good from last week. And DJ Moore, like we said in our review segment, rather, found the end zone. Mama, I found the end zone. In case some of you all missed that.
yeah, and I know he wants to find the end zone a couple times this Sunday against his ex team.
Yeah, and definitely definitely bittersweet for us Carolina fans, Amir and I included.
Honestly, I want to see him do it. I know it sounds crazy, but I love seeing ex players scoring against their former teams.
Yeah, I mean, as all the out of all the ex players I want to see play well, it's probably definitely this guy right here, and this guy definitely deserves all the credit he deserves.
Definitely. So moving on from the winning city, we're going to Foxborough, Massachusetts. By the way, this game will be on Fox, as will this game. Yes, it's a AFC game on Fox. I know it's crazy.
Yeah. And real quick, while Amir explains the matchup of this game, and let me pull up the betting odds for this week on ESPN.com. But going back to the, I'm sorry, I got so many tabs open, so give me a second, folks. On air production meeting, but um, so we're gonna look at the Dolphins and Patriots first. So let me go ahead and switch up the Patriots first on ESPN. So let's see. Come on, it is. Technology does not want to work today. Just one second. Okay, so we got the Miami and New England. Is a money line plus 100 for Miami and plus, excuse me, one minus 120 for New England. Total of 35.5 and open at 36.5. Patriots by 3.9, 61% outright.
Patriots. Wow. Hmm.
Um, it kind of makes sense because look how Miami performed last week. Struggled. Don't know who the quarterback is going to be. Skylar Thompson. Uh, Skylar Thompson. Not definitely not Mr. Tua for sure.
Most likely Tyler Huntley, and yeah, they didn't look impressive with Skylar in center in Seattle. And the Patriots offense hasn't much to write home about either. Boy, this
Yeah,
is
but
this uh it's
this one's
crazy.
gonna be a little. This one's gonna be a little bit closer, I would say. But I'm just gonna draw a score and see if it sticks. Call me crazy, but I think New England's got this. I think 21 to 18 New England. I'm gonna go with the betting odds, and if not close to that.
Okay. Well, Dolphins, you better. This may be your last chance because you haven't started hitting the panic button already. I know you will if your team doesn't come through. So I'll take Miami 24, Patriots 14.
Yep, and real quick before we move on, folks, if you want to know what the betting odds for on ESPN.com for the Panthers and Bears game, Panthers at plus 165, Bears minus 195. Total of 42.5, opened at 43.5. FPI favored Bears by 5. Okay, that's interesting. 63.4% went outright. And remind me again, what was the first matchup again? Jets
Just
and
Vikings.
yeah, the Jets. Let's see. So the Jets Vikings money line is looking at plus 120, Vikings 140, minus 140, total 40.5, open 41.5. FPI favorite Vikings by 1.5. Should be a close game according to the betting odds, and 53.9% went outright.
Yeah, we picked that game to be close, so we're on the money with the betting odds for that game in London. And again, the betting odds for the game in Foxborough, and I can see why it's leaning more towards the Patriots' favor because Dolphins' offense is just even when they had two in the lineup, it just wasn't clicking.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
got
clicking at all.
Tyreek and Jalen like, hey, which way do we go? But this way or that way?
Yeah. Hopefully in the right direction instead of the wrong direction. Hopefully they can drive the car forwards and rather backwards.
Yeah, and then Kobe, you haven't cracked 200 yards of offense or yards passing, excuse me. Is it too early to? Wouldn't surprise if Drake May makes an appearance on Sunday.
Or yeah, I would not be surprised by that at all if Jacoby Brissett does not step it up himself. And with that, I'm ready for the next game.
All right, so am I. We're going to go to Landover, Maryland, where the Commanders, who are in first place, are hosting the Browns. Jaden Daniels, you got a big task at hand because you go against this guy, range defensive player of the year, Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett, indeed. And is Nick Chubb finally going to make his debut? We shall see. We've heard some reports that he might come back soon, very, 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 very soon. And as for the money line for this game, plus 150 for Cleveland, minus 175 for the Commanders. Total is 44.5, opened at 43.5, and the FPI favorite Commanders by 5.2, 63.33% went outright. So, Amir, I'll let you go first, and since we haven't
Okay.
done this in a while. So, Amir, what do you have?
Well, yeah, here it is. Well, the Commanders' offense, I say, you know what? They look good in their last two wins on the road. The home fans, I know, are looking for more than 21 points from their kicker. So I think they're going to go hit the 30-point threshold again. Commanders 34, Browns 14. Browns offense just hasn't shown up this year.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe in the low 20s for Cleveland. If I had to choose myself, I would say maybe 28 Commanders, mm, 17 for Cleveland. So it's going to be an interesting score. It's going to be one of those games where you're going to see a few new surprises. I think that's just my prediction here. Yeah, I think my prediction in the preseason hasn't lived up to expectations yet, but hopefully sooner rather than later they can somewhat improve on offense. But we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, 28-17, Commanders winning.
Yeah, Mr. Jonathan Allen and DeAndre Sweat. Hey, if Nick Chubb does play, I know you're going to have a game plan to stop him, and also Deshaun Watson, who hasn't turned it on yet for the Browns, or DeAndre Payne, excuse me, for the two more down number 94 for Washington. But either way, Aiden Daniels, let's hope he can keep that hot streak going.
Yep. So what do we got next?
Another revenge game. Stephon Diggs taking on his former team, second time in 3 weeks.
And this one should be fun, folks. Let me read out these numbers. So the money line plus 100 for the Bills, minus 120 for Houston, 46.5% total, opened 46.5, so nothing's changed there. FBI favorite, Bills by 2.2, 56.2% to run outright. So, hmm, interesting. Um, oh, it's so close. I
I hear
think
you.
this is gonna be the game of the week right here. If I had to choose like a game to set your DVR, grab your snacks, grab your popcorn, grab your drink. This should be a must watch on television or on Red Zone if you have that like I do. Well, I'm gonna go for it. I'm leaning toward Houston to get it done, but it's gonna be really close, 23-20.
23 to 20. Okay. And well, and since you brought up it's going to be must see TV, Ian Eagle and Charles Davis will be on the call for CBS, so most of the country will get this game. And as for me, I'm going to go the opposite. I'll say the Bills pull it out. Well, it's another uh, Stephon Gibbs revenge game, 27 to 24, and I'll say Keon Coleman, Diggs' replacement, scores a game-winning touchdown.
Okay, that's a good prediction. I should probably write. We should probably write our predictions down for what players are gonna do good in the future. But field goal by Houston. Make it 23-20. That's my prediction. I don't know who the field goal kicker is for Houston at the moment, but that's that's not a bad
That's
prediction.
Harvey Fairbairn for Houston.
Come again?
Harry Fairbairn. I know that's a unusual name.
That is an unusual name, and I wanted to make sure I heard you. I heard you correctly. Sure. And yeah, good game-winning field goal, and you said it was going to be a touchdown for Buffalo. So it'd be a fun one.
Oh yeah, and I know the Bills defense are going to try their best to stop Diggs, and I know Damar Hamlin might have it going to say in the matter, and Mr. Will Anderson, he's going to be making sure the Bills' offense is being held in check. But I will say this is going to be a fun game at NRG Stadium. Hope we get this game in Charlotte too. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope so, because I definitely want to check it out for myself. I see we have a divisional matchup. Man, we're cooking with these matchups right now.
Oh yeah.
So Ravens at Bengals. So let's look at the betting odds real fast and let's see what we got here. Let's see. Survey says ESPN saying minus 140 for the Ravens, Bengals plus 120, 50.5 total. It's going to be another close one, folks. 50.5 open. FPI favorite Ravens by 2.3. 55.9% to win outright. So another close one.
You know, heck, look. Heck. Joe Burrow versus Lamar Jackson. That's going to be the big sell for this game. But I'm looking to see if Mark Andrews makes an impact because he hasn't made the stats the last 2 weeks. He's had goose egg, and that's not like Mark Andrews.
No, that is definitely not Mark Andrews at all, and he's been really quiet, sure. And we'll see. And I'll let you go first to me on this one since you have a good general idea.
And also, Trey Hendrick's status for this game is iffy because I know he had injury against the Panthers last week. That being said, I say the Ravens they move over 500, 27-20 over the Bengals.
I was thinking the same thing actually. So give me 27-20 as well for the Ravens winning this game.
Okay.
So great minds think alike, I suppose, as SpongeBob would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right. Let's hopefully we're thinking the same thoughts when we move on to the next game. The Colts at Jaguars.
Oh, I already got a matchup in mind, and good looking team on the bottom right of your screen. But I think there's gonna be some concerns for Jacksonville. I think they're not gonna win this game whatsoever. So give me 34-10 Colts. I'm gonna throw a dart and see if it sticks.
Well, you say if it sticks, because I know for whatever reason, Jaguars play like all pros when the Colts come to town. Because the last time Indy won at Jacksonville, it was a decade ago, and that's when Andrew Luck was under center for Indianapolis.
Well, I hope it changes here because it's got to end eventually. And I know you've had a few tangents along the way with this matchup, Amir, especially over the phone the last few seasons.
Well, Colts fans have had a tangent with this matchup because it feels like why do the Jaguars play like all pros against us, that being the Colts, and then they play like, yeah, I don't know, iffy against everybody else. And I also know the Jaguars are going to be unveiling their throwback uniforms for this game. But Colts, this is your best chance to not only get over 500, but to end end the jinx in Jacksonville. So Colts, let's get her done. 27-10. Actually, let me get
So
27-14.
okay, so I have a blowout. I got a blowout at stake, and you have somewhat of a close game.
I know Jacksonville's going to pull out all the stops because like I said, It's crazy to think who would have thought you were told Colts fans after they walled the Jaguars 47 to 17 week 2 of 2014 season that this would be the last time they beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville for a decade. They would laugh, but look where we are now. So,
Well, before we move on, speaking of where we are now, let's look at the betting odds. So the Colts 1 plus 125, Jaguars minus 145, total 46.5, open 45.5. FPI favorite, Colts by zero point 0.2, Amir, 0.2, 49.1% to win outright.
like I said, it's the Jaguars' streak against them at home, and also I wouldn't be surprised to see Mr. Flacco on the field from in the starting position for the Colts. Not too sure about Anthony's hip. I think I put him on the bench for a few weeks. Mr. Payne, you were predicting a double digit sack season. Got 1.5 so far. I hope we can collect with a few more in Jacksonville. So time to pick up the pace, sir, because the early returns not impressed.
Mhm. So with that, I got nothing else to say, and I hope Joe Flacco starts this game, plays well. I'll be shocked if Anthony Richardson comes back sooner rather than later. Definitely not this week, but if it's next week, I'll be really surprised by that. But we'll get to that soon. So what's next?
Well, let's see. We're into the 4 o'clock window. Here we go. Thank you for loading, internet. Broncos pay a visit to Vegas, take on the Raiders.
Well, let's look at the betting odds real fast. And we got the Raiders at plus 130, Broncos minus 150. Total is 36.5, open 37.5. FPI favorite, Broncos by zero point 0.6. Okay. So it looks like they're calling close games so far according to these betting odds.
I mean, the Raiders' offense hasn't really just don't know what they are yet. I mean, plus Monte Adams is out of the lineup and also wants out of town altogether. He wants to go to the party Mike potential spot is the Jets, and also the trade deadline is fast approaching in the NFL. Something to keep in mind. Oh boy! As for the Broncos, I mean they done well on the road the last 2 weeks, especially defensively with home Tampa to 7 points, the Jets out of the end zone. I mean, like I said, the Raiders' offense is not scaring anybody on paper. I mean, not holding to Trey and DJ. It's not like again, not Devontae Adams on the other side, or to Josh Jacobs, who's now with Packers. This could be a closer game than
Yeah,
people think.
yeah, but go ahead. I think you have a good general idea of what the score is going to be, Amir. So take it away.
All right. I'd say the Raiders will find a way to pull it out. Say 23-16.
I did not have that in mind at all. I'm going to pick the opposite and go with Denver with
Okay.
16 points and the Raiders. Let's say 10 because he's going to be a. We don't know what team this team is, right?
No, because Courtland Sutton. I know you found the end zone, but then again, you have a big stat line because your quarterback threw for 65 yards. I know you're looking for a big game, Mr. Madison. I know you're looking for a big game. Score I predicted might help out, and also the Raiders defense, number 49. Hey, it's your time to step up too. Let's see what you got. Max Crosby, he's going out this once again. So can be next man up, as they say in the big leagues.
Yep, definitely for sure. So we 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 got to the 4 o'clock games as of right now. So we're gonna keep on trucking.
Oh yeah, moving on to Santa Clara, where the Niners host the Cardinals.
I'm gonna say this game is closer than people think for sure because has looked pretty solid, despite losing to Washington 42-10. Um, hmm, I'm gonna go ahead and actually think about this some more. So Amir, feel free to give your thoughts.
Well, 49ers, and Caffrey's going to be out till November, what I read. So I got Jordan Mason. He's doing great. 300-yard gain through the first 4 weeks. I say he's going to getting his fourth one. Niners win it. I say they're going to win this one 31-14. It's a one-sided affair.
Yeah, yeah. 49ers still look scary without Chris McCaffrey. And good point, Amir. So, um, I'm gonna say 28-14. 49ers. Just to be a little closer to you. I mean, that's a realistic score in my eyes, but as as we always say, Amir, the past 7 to 8 years, we've done NFL picks. Anything can happen in the NFL.
Yeah, because look, James Conner, he's been really he's been doing great. With the Cardinals, and oh yeah, don't sleep on Michael Pittman and Buda Baker and Lions defense, Fred Warner, and then you got to keep Mr. Conner in check, and Mr. Bosa as well.
Yeah, definitely. So, excuse me. But I'm ready for these next few games here because we're getting somewhat close to the end.
Oh yeah, no worries, folks. We're gonna There we go. Wrap this up. I know a little bit slow with my internet. Internet, you know how it is. Anyway, let's move on to Inglewood, where the Packers will take on the Rams. And this is gonna which pack, which teams are gonna show up? How about that?
Yeah, we don't know what team we're gonna get. Jordan Love looked pretty good, and I'm gonna say I wish he didn't play last week. I wish Malik Willis got the nod, but I don't know. Don't know what this matchup is gonna be. This was probably the toughest matchup to choose so far.
Yeah, because I know Alexander left with an injury against the Vikings. His stats for this game is uncertain. Davis White, I know you haven't made an impact yet for the Rams. You left the Bills in the offseason. It might There's a chance you make an impact. Jordan Love did throw 3 interceptions last week. And Jordan, I know you're looking to bounce back from those 3 picks by throwing 4 touchdown passes and losing effort. Hmm. I will say Green Bay finds a way to pull it out. Packers 27, Rams 24.
Yeah, it's gonna be a. I mean, it's gonna be one of those games like what the heck. It's gonna be that, but hmm. I think Jordan Love, if he stays safe out there, he's gonna be scary going forward. So I'm gonna pick Green Bay as well. To win it, hmm, 24-14.
All right. Also, don't sleep on Mr. Kerm Williams. Made All Pro last year in the Pro Bowl. What do they call it now? Pro Bowl games. But we'll always wait for make casting that ballot. All right. So moving on from that game, from Inglewood, no, Nashville came in play, to the Great Northwest, Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. The Seahawks host the Giants.
Yeah, this one should be a gimme for Seattle. So give me the Seattle Seahawks 28, and the Giants 14.
Oh, well, I do know the last time Seattle or the Giants visit Seattle, they upset the Seahawks, and also
Yeah,
they had
I mean, we don't know what we're gonna get when it comes to the Giants, really.
well, that's true. Malik Neighbor's status is uncertain at the moment. I mean, he will have 10 days to recover from his concussion. But I do know the Seahawks defense just is struggling against Jared Goff. They had a tough time with Dave Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs, and didn't Singletary is looking for a back game or breakout game for that matter. But I'll take Seattle. They should win this. I think it's gonna be a little closer than people will expect. My Dan Jones hasn't been playing all that bad either. I'd say Seattle wins by 27 to 20.
Mm. And yeah, so that's an interesting call. But hmm. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's right, Amir. So, but, I got nothing else in my notes on my end. So,
All right. Well, now we do our 4 o'clock window games are been selected. Now move on to prime time, and wow, we got a big game in Atlanta where the Hot Falcons will host the Bucks.
yeah. The would red hot be an understatement for the Buccaneers?
Yeah, that would be.
Um, well, another NFC South matchup, just like last week. Um, it's gonna be a good one. 28 Buccaneers. We're at 28, and let 24 Atlanta.
All right. Well, I will say this. I know the Falcons' offense will find the end zone. I know the defense is not going to score 2 touchdowns and win the game 2 weeks in a row. I know you got a lot of firepower on that offense. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts. I hope to see you guys in the end zone, but also Mr. Antoine Winfield. I hope to make an impact for the Bucks. He did sign an extension in the off season. Early returns, I haven't heard much from you, Mr. Winfield, and also Mr. Rashad White. I think you might correct it. Hopefully, you go over the century mark in this game as well. So that being said, Buccaneers win it 30-24. And I'll say they'll win it in overtime. But Mr.
Okay,
White
overtime.
won the touchdown.
What was that touchdown? I'm sorry.
Mr. Rashad White, who he even predicted he'll go over 1,000 yards. Early returns is like, well, he got a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
Mr.
so and
White.
that's why he is on your screen right now. And uh I mean, if you think about it, it's pretty high scoring, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, I mean the last time Baker and Kurt met up, it was a close affair. I mean Baker's Bucks being Kirk's Vikings 20-17. I know it's going to be a lot more scoring this time.
Yeah, and not not a bad prediction, Amir. Not a bad prediction at all, my friend.
Thank you.
But we're on to the Monday night theme, and did you hear that?
Well, before we get to Monday night, we have a Sunday night game.
Oh, oh, hang on. Yep, there it is.
I didn't hear it on your end or my end, excuse me. But I know the theme song. But before we get to Monday night, we got to go to Sunday night, which being enough, I know Joe Buckets calls especially our Cowboys Steelers games. And oh yeah, it's home of the two, and they're these the only time these two face off in the Super Bowl that came in Arlington, Texas, at the end of the 2010 season, where McCarthy's Packers beat Tomlin Steelers 31 to 25, and well, ever since then, oh yeah, it's like who's going to be the Doc Rivers of the NFL? Is it Tomlin or McCarthy? Oh, and these two.
Well, this should be. I'm not too scared about this game when it comes to the Steelers, but the Cowboys definitely a concern for sure. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, I'll let you go ahead. I mean, I've done most of the predictions first, and I want to. I think Amir, you would have a better idea than I do, coin wise.
I hear you. 'Cause again, Steelers defense is, outside of what happened in Indianapolis, playing good this year. Cowboys offense has, I don't know, not not Super Bowl worthy, unfortunately. Especially Mr. Elliott. You have, where have you been, sir?
Apparently not doing the Dallas two step.
No, because I know T.J. Watt. He's had a lot to two. He's he's deserved to do the two step because he's had a great start to the season. You, Miss
Uh,
Elliott, you've been MIA.
and just in
So,
case you guys are wondering what that means, missing in action.
and I do know the last time you played at Pittsburgh, you scored two touchdowns, including the game winner with under 30 seconds left. Nah, I'm not sure that's going to be the case this time. But you know what? Cowboys offense, you got to show me something. I just haven't been impressed. I'm sorry. Steelers 24, Cowboys 14. And again, the Cowboys might surprise me for all I know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Scooter Magooter, look away, sir. Gonna be one of those games for you, I think. It's just a prediction, sure, so don't take it too personal. But look away. It's gonna be 28-14 for me.
Well, I know Pittsburgh dad's going to like this outcome, or our outcomes, that is. Predictions, rather.
Yep. And get ready to hear the bruh theme instead of the give it to me damn NFL theme.
Oh, and I know one thing. It's going to be one interesting NFC East meeting come Monday, and how this game plays out for the Cowboys, which also be the
Mhm.
second time Justin and Dak have met.
Hmm. Well, it's not the first time, not the first time, but the second time, or I don't know where I was going with that. So it's not the first time they haven't seen eye to eye. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yep, they met the Sunday before Halloween of 2022 with Cowboys winning 46-36 over the Bears.
Hmm.
So,
Oh,
all
whoa,
right.
whoa. But anyway, now we can do the music. So Saints at Chiefs. Okay. Chiefs. Uh. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about the betting odds again. I gotta get used to this. So Saints, if you're wondering, plus 100. Chiefs minus 225. Open total 42.5. Uh, yeah, 42.5 for both, and the favorite is the Chiefs for 4.2 and 60% to win outright. So Amir, we would have to go back and review the betting odds for all the other ones as well. So, but back to this game, the betting odds say it's going to be a close one.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, Chiefs have played, all their games have been decided by a touchdown or less. And in the last 2 weeks, the Saints have played two tight games, and these two teams have explosive offenses. Although the Chiefs, well, on paper, explosive offenses, because the Chiefs' offense, start with you, Mr. Kelsey. Gonna show up anytime soon?
Well, now you're going to be a little shaky when you hear this result, Travis Kelsey. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say the Saints win it 24-21.
So Derek Carr will silence Arrowhead once again. Okay. He's
Yep,
had
that's
some
right.
good
And
games at Arrowhead.
Travis Kelsey, you'll have a day for sure. It's gonna be all for naught, and be more 21, not 20. Sorry.
21 for Chiefs.
Correct.
Okay.
Wait, did I
Well,
say 20?
I'm
Did
not
I say 20
sure.
or 21?
I think you said 21.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 21. So yeah, 21. 21.
Gotcha. Well, so getting back to the Chiefs, let's see. Went 27, scored 27 points week one, 26 against the Bengals, 22 against the Falcons, and 17 against the Chargers. Oh, boy, that's just realize now that their point total has dwindled the last as the weeks went on. It's not
Yep,
like the
and
Chiefs.
that's part of my prediction. They've struggled scoring the ball, and eventually it's got to come back to fully bite them. I think.
Yeah, and I do know Patrick Mahomes says that we are not. He said that this we're 4-0, but we're not. Hadn't hit all cylinders yet. Well, still around the lines. And if Travis doesn't just step it up, and Mr. Sky Moore, I heard Sheet Rice's status is doesn't is heavy for this game as well. Hey, you've been under fire from the fans in Chiefs Kingdom because you haven't produced in 2 seasons. Well, it's Monday Night Football. Anything can happen. How about a breakout game from you? I think Chris Olave would agree as well. I'm going to the Pro Bowl this year. So, that being said, Chiefs 28, Saints 24.
All right, we're picking differently once again, and it's 16. Is it 15 teams today? 15 teams or 16?
14 games.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, I was still off, and I want to go back and read the betting odds for all the other ones that we've missed so far. So the Cowboys were were a 1 point, excuse me, plus 115, Steelers minus 135, total 42.5, open at 41.5. Steelers by 1.1, okay, and 53.6% to win outright.
Yeah, how do I put? I mean, Steelers have all their games have been tight, and and I also think wouldn't be surprised if their running game would get on track. I mean, Justin Fields can hurt you with his legs, and every now and then hurt you through the air. I'm not surprised by that close betting line for a Cowboys game.
Yeah, so that's for the Cowboys, and if you can go one, if you keep going up, Amir, I think we can knock these out
Mhm.
real fast before we make our final say in these predictions. So the Buccaneers, let me do Tampa Bay instead. Do the plus 105 for Tampa Bay, minus 125 for Falcons, 43.5, open 42.5, Falcons by one. Okay. 54.1% to win outright. So yeah,
Hmm.
we're
Yeah,
pretty
the
close.
Falcons winning. Okay, that's interesting.
So
I was hoping
we're
that would be. I thought that'd be in the Bucks' favor, but we'll
me
see about
too, and
that.
I thought really the Bucks were favored in that one, and I knew it was gonna be close by any means. So the Vikings, is it the Vikings or is it the Giants? Excuse me. Giants, your
Mhm.
betting odds are plus 225, Seahawks minus 275, 42.5 total, opened at 41.5. FPI favorite Seahawks by 5.7, 65.5% to win outright. Excuse me.
Not surprised. Seahawks are at home. Better team on paper, but Giants team has been better than people think.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I do have them scoring 14 points, but again, what team is what Giants team is going to show up this week?
That's true. I mean, Giants are like a team you just can't figure out. Just think you know what they're going to do, and then they surprise you.
Yeah.
And don't leave me the game betting lines for the game at SoFi Stadium as well.
So the betting odds, what is one minus 175? Packers plus 150 for the Rams, 48.5. Open 47.5. Packers by 2.5, 56.7% to win outright. So somewhat close to our predictions, but should be competitive nonetheless.
Oh yeah, and then and we didn't get the Cardinals 49ers one as well.
Yep, and I think that's the last one we're going to cover here, folks, and then we're probably going to get to the end. So the Cardinals, Arizona is plus 280 for the Arizona, minus 350 for the 49ers. Excuse me, 40 total 50.5, open at 48.5. FPI favored 49ers by 7.9. Yeah, that one should be pretty much a wrap. So with that, 5 weeks once again are the Chargers, Eagles, Lions, and Titans. And Amir, what's your prediction for this week?
Oh, but record prediction. Uh, hmm. I'll say I'll go 11-5.
Okay. I'm gonna be on the safe side and be, what was it, 10-6? That makes 16.
Or excuse me, 10-5. So, yeah, we have 15 games on the slate.
Yeah. Uh, doing some
Nine
math
and
in
five,
my head.
14 games. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with 10 wins.
Well, 10-4. Okay.
Go
All right.
pretty good.
Yep. And again, you just NFL. Nothing seems it's straightforward. Like Giants, Jags, Raiders, and Broncos, Panthers. You just don't know what these teams are going to do. Hopefully, they'll produce. But
Yeah, but makes things more interesting because we have our first 5 weeks of the season. But should be a good
oh
one.
yeah. Yep. So again, October is here. September is in the books, and when you know, it's 3 months left in the year. Gosh, this year went by. It's going by fast.
It is flying by fast, and this has been a wonderful time with you and me doing the double header for the past. Oh, it's gonna be 6 months in a few weeks. So I can't believe that. And we're just knocking these out one by one, and we're putting much content as we possibly can, and we're trying something new this week. And feel free to let us know in the comments down below if you like this version of weekly picks. Please let us know. Um, we like it. I hope I hope you guys do as well. So with that being said, feel free to give us a like, subscribe down below for more. Like us on Instagram at Doubleheader97. Follow us on Spotify at Doubleheader Podcast, and feel free to check out our website down below in the description box for more information. And with that being said, I'm ready to sign off and hit the hay and do all that because I'm exhausted.
So am I. And folks, week 5 starts tomorrow at Mercedes-Benz Stadium between the Bucks and Falcons. Hope you enjoy that game and all the rest of the games in week 5 of the 2024 NFL season. And,
Yes, sir.
and
And with
also
that
keep
being,
the bingo sheet nearby as well.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Keep a bingo sheet nearby and see. Make sure you say bingo on when the games go final.
Yeah, you know what? I should probably print out some bingo cards just for the heck of it from now on.
Heck, there'll be a lot of surprises. Never know in the
Yep,
NFL.
yep. It should probably look something like this, but I know it's just a piece of paper with numbers on it. But hey, who knows? But Anyway, let's wrap this up. This has been Doubleheader Weekly Pick with Amir Daniels, Keenan Costain. Take it easy, folks. We'll see you next time.
Yep. See it. Take care, folks.